Page Dramas present The Curse of Lokish. This week's front page drama, The Curse of Lokish, is a dramatization based upon an unusually interesting feature article of historical importance entitled, What Curse Seals the Secrets of Biblical Lokish? You will find this very worthwhile article in next Sunday's issue of the American Weekly, the magazine with the greatest circulation in the world, which comes to you each week as a part of your Hearst Sunday newspaper. For more than 4 years, an expedition under command of famous British archaeologists and distinguished Bible students at Lokish in Palestine has been fighting against strange forces that at every turn have balked their efforts to excavate thoroughly the ancient biblical fortress town that was once part of the kingdom of Judah, ruled from Jerusalem. The expedition was seeking to confirm the historical accuracy of many parts of the Old Testament by discovering a treasure of lost books and other ancient literature believed to lie beneath the ruins of this embattled spot. But whenever the excavators seemed on the verge of turning up the precious secrets hidden under the heaping ruins, catastrophe overtook them, causing all their plans to collapse. In this band of workers would be the last place to look for superstition. Yet there is hardly one man among them unwilling to concede that they are all up against some kind of unholy force that is determined to go on thwarting them. There is talk among the laborers that even more disaster is sure to follow any attempts to uncover the secrets of Lokish. But let us go back to an eventful day 4 years ago, when Sir Charles Marston, the distinguished British archaeologist, is inspecting the site of the ruins of the ancient Amorite city of Lokish with his co-worker and leader of the expedition, Mr. James Starkey.
This is most extraordinary, Jimmy. I dash it all, you've done a whopping big job here.
Thank you, Sir Charles. I rather pride myself upon the good fortune we've had so far. We're now standing on the 7th or lowest crater of the ruins of Lokish.
Absolutely remarkable, my boy. The work here definitely proves what we've always said, that this old fortress city was destroyed and rebuilt on 7 different occasions. That accounts for 7 curses that were said to have been put upon the ancient city.
Oh.
I don't suppose you've come across any of the so-called lost books or any clues that would lead you to think they're buried here somewhere?
Not yet, Sir Charles. Although in addition to the famous red bowl I sent you, we have uncovered several more stone tablets.
By Jove, old boy, that red bowl was a priceless find. You know, it bears the oldest form of Hebrew script, from which was developed the script found in the famous letters of Lokish. You're doing one of the finest jobs in archaeological research in all history here, my boy.
Thank you. This is our latest discovery here, this old bench and the triple altar, which is located almost at the center of the city. Now, if you'll come along to my office, I'll show you the pièce de résistance, Sir Charles.
Lead the way, old chap. I'm almost as excited as a schoolgirl on a holiday. Now, what is this prize you're going to show me? Another piece of priceless pottery?
No, not exactly. It's a series of stone tablets, and the writing on them appears very clear and legible.
Incredible. Even after being buried here under 7 complete layers of ruins centuries old. Have you had a go at trying to decipher the script?
Well, hardly, Sir Charles. I'm afraid it's just a bit too difficult for me. I'll do all the excavating and leave the deciphering to old hands like yourself and Professor Langdon of Manchester University.
Right, And, by the by, I mustn't forget to pass along Professor Langdon's heartiest congratulations on your work here. He's been rather busy, so he hasn't had a chance to write you.
Thanks. That's something coming from a brilliant chap like Professor Langdon. Without his unmatched knowledge of biblical history and ancient Hebrew script, our work wouldn't be anywhere near so valuable. Oh, but here's the hut, Sir Charles. Go right in.
Thank you. Quite a relief to be out of that sun. It's almost cool in here.
Well, make yourself comfortable, Sir Charles. I'll get those letters from the safe. I've guarded them very carefully. There they are, sir.
Yes. Now, this thin tablet stock is a form of pottery. Very interesting. From the little I can decipher, they appear to be personal letters from one Hosea, evidently the commander of a military post somewhere. They are addressed to the governor of Lachish.
Oh?
You see, these are written in Phoenician Hebrew, much older and utterly different from the Assyrian Hebrew.
Why, then they must have been written in about the 6th century before Christ.
That's in the first part of the 7th, or the latter part of the 6th. These are truly remarkable. Shows we're definitely on the right track for lost books. Allow me to congratulate you again, Starkey. This is a priceless discovery.
So I'll have them packed immediately, and you can take them back to England with you. I'll call Topley, and he can do it at once. Oh, Topley! Will you come here, please?
Is there something I can do, sir?
Yes, there are those tablet letters we found. Sir Charles will take them back to London with him. Will you see that they're packed with the greatest care?
Very good, Mr. Starkey. I shall attend to them personally at once.
Oh, there's one thing more, Sir Charles. Yes? This stone tablet was broken when discovered, but we carefully pieced it together, and the markings are almost legible. I've been working on it myself, but will you have a look at it here in the frame on my work table?
Yes. Yes, it is rather difficult to read. Good piece, though. Appears to be some sort of a public warning. You know, like keep off the grass, dogs not admitted. Oh, wait, though. It's a warning.
A warning, yes? Very interesting. What does it say? Can you make out any of it, Sir Charles?
Cursed the old men before the Lord, who shall disturb, uncover, or raise his ruins. Be they removed to the end of the earth, yet give aid or succor to him who shall be caused to disturb, uncover, or raise his tone. That's about the essence of the thing. One of those terrible sounding but rather harmless curses that were called upon in those days.
Well, if that's all it is, it must be working in reverse. But if anything, I'm enjoying the very best the devil's own luck.
I should jolly well say you are.
But the worthy gentleman spoke too soon. For a few days later, after Sir Charles had returned to England, Starkey was disturbed in his work by the thundering of horse hoofs and the shooting of guns, and rushed out to find his scientists and workmen driven to cover under the threats of rifles and machine guns by a band of Arabs. Starkey immediately sought out the Arab chieftain and demanded an explanation.
What is the meaning of this outrage?
This outrage, as you call it, Effendi, is a protest against your meddlesome dealings. You're desecrating the graves of our honorable ancestors.
Well, this is hardly a justification for this savage display of force. Because, as a matter of fact, even the humblest member of your tribe knows that if we were disturbing anyone's ancestors, they would be the forefathers of the Jews. You know as well as I do there are no Arabs buried here.
Thank you, Effendi, for your little lesson in ancient history. Nevertheless, my men are going to stop the work you've been doing. If you're foolish enough to resist, we will answer it with all the armed force at our command.
You know we are not armed and will not resist forcibly. But I warn you, I shall send a vigorous protest to the British government.
That is your privilege, Effendi. In the meantime, we will carry out the work we've come here to do.
I warn you that if you sabotage this important work we're undertaking, the British authorities will punish you severely.
I will risk that, Effendi. Now, if you care to remain, you will see how thoroughly we perform our task.
You say the damage is serious, Papa?
Very serious, Mr. Starkey. To restore the work will take from 10 months to a year in most places, and much longer than that in others.
Oh, that's bad. I didn't realize they could have worked so much havoc in so short a time. I'd better get in my car and drive around to inspect the site personally.
Be very careful, Mr. Starkey. Those Arabs are a bad lot. And there may be some of them left behind to watch us in case we resume operations.
Oh, I don't think there's any danger now. It was just one of those wild pillaging raids that occur ever so often. We'll probably never see them again. Well, I'd better be off.
Goodbye, Mr. Starkey. And remember, be careful.
What do you want now? Haven't you chaps done enough damage?
I must ask you to step out of your car, Effendi, and go with my two guards.
What for? If this is to be a kidnapping, I warn you.
Step out of the car. Very good now. Go with these two men.
Very well. But I warn you, you're going a bit too far. This is serious.
Amigo!
Starkey was murdered, shot down in cold blood without a chance to explain or defend himself. And when the news reached Sir Charles Marston's office...
If you ask me, it's the curse that was written on that tablet Sir Charles brought home. The same thing happened when they were digging King Tut's tomb. There was a curse there, too, and all those men died.
Nonsense. That's silly superstition. I'm surprised at you, Miss Bond.
That's what they always say, but wait and see what happens.
Good morning, Miss Bond.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
You have the mail ready. Come in, Miss Wood. I've rather a full day ahead of me.
Everything is ready, Sir Charles.
Sit down, Miss Wood. Don't let's delay. What's the matter?
Bad news from Lokish, Sir Charles. This radiogram for Mrs. Hopler.
Yes, sir. What's up? Another Arab raid?
Yes, Sir Charles. But this one is really serious. Mrs. Starkey has been killed.
Good heavens.
Murdered. Shot down by Arabs.
What a dastardly crime. The irony of such a wanton murder is the sad fact that Starkey was a sympathetic to the Arab cause, one of their staunchest supporters of their claims to certain dominions. My goodness. The Arabs are well aware of this. The murder was sheer, senseless violence.
There is more bad news concerning the Lokish expedition. This time from here at home, Sir Charles. Here is the paper.
Sudden death, Sir Henry Wilkins. Indeed, a very severe blow. Mr. Henry's magnificent donations that made possible all the work of Lokish. This will ruin any possibility of the organization of Starkey's work.
Seems almost incredible that two such blows should fall with such lightning rapidity.
Yes. Yes, it seems as if some strange powers of evil trying to thwart our efforts to prove the truth of the Old Testament.
Sir Charles Marston was right. One tragedy after another began to balk the work of discovering the ancient city's lost record. Then Professor James Langdon of Manchester University died suddenly. It was his great knowledge of biblical history that guided the excavators in what to look for and where to look. His death had a devastating effect upon all the work in the region of the ancient city of Lokish, and once again gave strength to the belief that there was truth to the curse of Lokish. You have just heard The Curse of Lokish, a dramatization based upon an unusually interesting feature article of historical importance entitled, What Curse Seals the Secrets of Biblical Lokish? You will find this very worthwhile article in next Sunday's issue of the American Weekly, the magazine with the greatest circulation in the world, which comes to you each week as part of your Hearst Sunday newspaper. Front Page Dramas present The Case of the Marked Bullet. This week's Front Page drama, The Case of the Marked Bullet, is a dramatization of another in the amazing true-life stories to be found in Tales of the California Gold Trail. This authentic history of the early days of the great California gold rush of '49 enters its seventh installment in next Sunday's American Weekly, well named The Nation's Reading Habit, because it is read by more people than any other publication in the world. Tales of the California Gold Trail is a stirring